In politics, everyone has an opinion. But we have the data. 11 years of Modi Sarkar.
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी
What do voters feel? Where do voters stand? What has been NDA's biggest achievements, failures? Where does opposition stand? How will Modi's 11 years in governance be remembered? Is Prime Minister's graph rising or falling? All tracked by India Today's political stock exchange. Unmatched, unmissable data analytics. All right, viewers, welcome to the Political Stock Exchange, unmatched, unmissable data analytics. Like I said earlier, everybody has an opinion on how the NDA government over the last 11 years has fared, how the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, has fared. But, viewers, in midst of all of this, we have the actual data. And it's as soon as conducted between 7th to 9th, a survey conducted where we went across the board, speaking to over 2,500 voters, asking them on where they stand on a multitude of issues. Let me quickly cut across to our guests this evening as we analyze the voters' report card on Prime Minister Modi's 11 years. R.P. Singh, spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, joining us. Nigat Abbas, spokesperson, Congress. Rajat Sethi, political commentator. Ashutosh, author, political analyst. Amitabh Tiwari, political strategist, commentator, election analyst and researcher. All right, right before we dive in to our first data point on the most impactful reform by Prime Minister Modi and his government, I want to cut across to all of you. Like I said, everybody has an opinion. The data might suggest something entirely different. So this is your window to give your opinion. And Ashutosh, let's begin with you. What do you make of the 11 years of the Modi government?
Preeti, I think the last 11 years, or you can say that the Narendra Modi regime since 2014, at least will be remembered for how the social fabric has got fractured, how the communities has turned into two groups which are trying to fight each other. How the community, how the society has been divided into the different ideological cabins, and that's the worst part which could have any society or the country could have felt. And the other point which I want to make is that today, at the 11 years, when the country is faced with such a national security crisis, we found ourselves friendless across the globe. And where vis-a-vis the Pakistan has got more friends than we today. So in terms of the foreign policy issues, on terms of social fabric and the economy, India's economy is not growing as it should have. The Prime Minister Modi is probably the best.
So Ashutosh, I'm going to try and cut you short because we have a lot of questions that we need to pack up. So pack in, but I'm going to give you in the beginning, because we'll circle back to the ratings that the voters have also given them. But in the beginning, if you had to rate the Modi government over the course of 11 years from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest?
I will not give more than 5, more than 4.
More than 5 and you've relegated to 4.
No. Okay. I will not give more than 4.
More than 4. So Ashutosh is 4 on 10, but Rajat Sethi, what's your opinion before we get into the data?
Well, I think, Preeti ji, if anybody projects a picture of gloom and doom, and without finding any kind of a silver lining, clearly he or she is insincere in his or her analysis. Clearly, India is on a progressing path. You can obviously debate that this could have been an alternate pathway, and this is where Prime Minister Modi did well, and this is where he didn't do good. Then it looks and sounds like a fair assessment. But, people will fall into those brackets and would want to paint everything as dark and, nightmarish. I mean, it could be for his own political career of Ashutosh ji, but not necessarily for India. I believe that things have progressed. Clearly, India is on a path of ascendancy. I still would have loved to see many more other aspects also. For example, administrative reforms, bureaucratic reforms. But you
Okay.
cannot take away from what Prime Minister Modi has achieved over these decade-long leadership, leading the country at the helm.
All right. Okay, Rajat Sethi, 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. How much would you rate the 11 years of the Modi government?
I would give him 9.
You'd give him 9. So a massive jump from 4 to 9. This is what, two different political analysts of two sides of the spectrum. Amitabh Tiwari, very quickly, how would you rate the Modi government, the ups and downs, the, where the government stands on the metrics of what you feel they've achieved or not achieved?
See, essentially, clearly, the government has worked a lot on infrastructure creation. I think that is a big plus for the Modi government. And also on the national security issue, the way the zero tolerance against terrorism activities and the stance against Pakistan is also something which has been lapped up by voters. On the front of social polarization, I think that is a valid point made by Asutoshji that polarization has increased in the society over the last 10, 11 years. And I would say on the aspect of unemployment, the
Right.
government needs to buckle up and do a lot.
That's one of the questions there. Let's see what, would you want to venture a number between 1 to 10, Amitabh Tiwari?
See,
to give the Modi government?
I always believe that things are not black or white, it's gray. So I would
It's
rate
gray.
it somewhere at around 7 out of 10.
At 7. All right, so, that's not bad. But, all right, so from what, let's get into now party spokespersons. Nikhat, if you would want to go first on what has been, of course, the opposition's critique of the 11 years of Modi governance.
Hi, Preeti. Good evening to you and good evening to the fellow panelists and your viewers. If we talk about the 11 years from farmers to youth and from economy to the national security, what I think that BJP's 11 years, Modi's 11 years has been nothing but just a textbook of blunders wrapped in PR. Because he's the same person, Narendra Modi is the same person who had promised 2 crore jobs in 1 year. But what he every year has promised since 11 years is nothing but broken dreams. He's the same person who has talked about the subsidized LPG, but in his tenure, the LPG rates has gone from 410 to 1100. He's the same person who used to talk about the GDP, but it has stood so low to 6.5%. The unemployment going at the highest in last 45 years, which is 9.2%, and the food inflation at 12.5%. What I think is that the Achhe Din which he used to claim, what Narendra Modi used to claim, has only come up for the people who travel in the private jets and not for the people who are in the ration lines. And he has clearly turned India into Adani's shopping mall. And when we talk about the 3 master stroke, Preeti, what Narendra Modi ji has always said that these were the 3 master strokes. What he has done is demonetization, abrogation of Article 370 and
Do I need to ask you how much you would rate him on the government, the NDA government on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'll tell you,
Just
allow me for 10 seconds, of course. I will tell you.
Yeah. Go ahead, make your point.
Okay, then minus 56 inches, Preeti.
Minus 56. All right, we're getting all sorts of numbers
has
there.
everything, but
RP
not
Singh,
56
you want to make
inches,
that
yeah.
pitch of 11 years of Modi governance? Achievements, I'm sure.
Well, Preeti, I'll come to the key event first. First, let's talk about the numbers. You are giving numbers, or Ashutosh giving numbers, or Nikhat Abbas giving numbers, or Rajat Sethi giving numbers won't help. Ultimately, it counts down to how many elections we have won and people are accepting our policies or not. That's a bigger thing. And yes, if the number has to be given, then yes, 90 plus, because 90 times Mr. Rahul Gandhi in succession has lost elections in last few years. So the numbers can be judged by this only, that how much popular with Prime Minister Modi ji is and how the opposition doing. But coming to just 2-3 core subjects. Now, I'm not going to get into the details. Remember, Manmohan Singh ji in his regime said, coalition functions lead to corruption. Tell me one case of corruption in the last 11 years. There's a basic, Second, national security. I remember Anthony Saab in the parliament said, we're not building roads around the China and we're not building infrastructure along the borders of China and other places because ultimately if we build, the China will use that. That is a statement in the parliament. One more thing. Last but not the least, the Jan Kalyan schemes of the Prime Minister reaching out to the poorest of poorest, whether it is Ayushman Bharat, whether it is Kisan Samman Nidhi, whether it is housing to poor, whether it is tap water to for poor. I mean, all these schemes have led to poverty elevation, and it's not me. The World Bank's
Okay.
latest data
RP
says
Singh,
so,
on a scale of 1 to 10,
from
save it, sir. Like I said, like
23
Nikhat, save it. You'll have enough to
5.3%.
talk about through the course of this broadcast. On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate your government, sir?
I just now told you, go by the rating of the people, and we've been winning elections after election. I mean, that's the best. I mean, I give 10 out of 10, you say, oh,
All right, so
you're a
10 out of
BJP
10,
man.
the
Let's
BJP
not
minus
decide by what I
56 is
say.
what the Congress
Let's
gives.
decide by what people have
7
to
was
say.
Amitabh Tiwari, 4 was Ashutosh and Rajat Sethi. What were you? You were 7. No, Rajat Sethi, what was your number?
2 number आप ही उठा लो साथ में.
Sorry,
It was
आप
9.
बताओ ना आपका नंबर क्या था?
It was
9.
9. I don't know
9,
what is
sorry,
echoing in
okay.
your mind, Preeti ji. What दिल की बात
7
ज़बान तक
wasn't
नहीं
so
होती,
bad.
ऐसा क्यों हो
7
रहा है,
wasn't so
Preeti ji?
bad. I don't think there's anything wrong with 7. So 9 was Rajat Sethi.